Ah. Who's ready for some brains? I mean beer. Ah, shit. What is going on, everybody? It's fucking beer time. Yeah. What's up, Rex? How you doing, man? How you doing? Damn right, it's beer 30. Well, not quite beer 30 yet, but it's beer o'clock. We just put it that way, Dave. Beer o'clock. Want to find a good chocolate beer, huh? I might have some of those coming up in the rotation soon, so keep an eye out for that. What's up, Pam? How you doing? This one might be another one that you might enjoy because it's not beer tasting at all. It doesn't taste like an actual, like a normal beer, I guess you can say. But I think today is going to be a good one. At least anything from this brewery I've had hasn't been good so far. So hopefully this one keeps up with the pace of it, I guess you can say. I'm excited. I'm excited. Boom. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode. Well, not episode, but another live beer review. Yeah, and today we're going to be looking at an interesting one. Kind of excited for this one today. We're going to be taking some drinks out of some brains. They're Apricot Guava Double Fruit Smoothie Sour from Drekker Brewing Company. Yeah, I'm excited for this. I'm very, very excited for this. I've had a couple of the other brains ones before, and they've been all super solid. So, yeah. Let's see what we're going to be looking at today. Before we get into that, I want to talk about a little bit about Drekker. I've kind of talked about them before, but they kind of stick to like outrageous themed beers when it comes to, they care more about what's going into the glass than how I guess they're perceived. So, which is nice. I guess they keep it to just wanting to stay to their craft, which is always good. Volume low, Dave. What are you talking about? Volume should be fine. You guys hear me okay? I'm guessing everybody can hear me okay? Dave, you might need to turn me up on your end. I think everything's fine on my end. But yeah, today we're going to be taking a look at this another fruited sour, which, yeah, let's see what there is to say about this beer, where to go. So today we have one of the tangiest fruit combos in the Brains series, which is their Apricot Guava. This nectarous fusion of tart, peachy stone fruit, and tropical tiki flavors blended with cream of vanilla, lactose, and a dash of sea salt is even better than a smoothie straight from the blender. Apparently they say, I hate to say it, but the Brains might just ruin Jamba Juice for you completely. It did it for this person, and plus it comes packed with a 7.8% ABV. So you can throw a party for one without even leaving the house, which is, I like that. So, yeah, like I said, 7.8%. So it's a higher ABV. I guess it's kind of maybe around the sessionable mark, but teetering on that edge of sit back and enjoy. But, yeah, let's crack her open and see what we got. So, oh, yes. See what we got on the smell. Okay. Interesting. Getting a lot of like apricot and guava, of course, right on the front of it. Apricot will be a little bit more forward than usual, which I'm not against. So let's give her a pour and see how she looks. Oh yeah, just looks like a smoothie. Barely any head, which I'm not surprised. Probably gonna get like a nice thick mouthfeel in this. But yeah, just look at that color. Literally looks like you went to a Jamba Juice and got this. But oh yeah, really heavy on the apricot forward. It's actually, the smell, to be honest, is a little bit lighter than a lot of the sours I've had. There's usually some predominant fruit that's usually hitting you in the face, but I get the notes of the apricot, but it's not as powerful as like if I was doing like a raspberry sour and smelling it. But let's give her a try. So cheers, everybody. Wow. Okay. That's nice. So actually for me, there's that strong, like, really strong apricot flavor coming through. It's like a tart kind of apricot. Well, I don't want to say tart. The apricot's coming through, but I'm getting like some kind of tartness with like, I don't know if it's the passion fruit or maybe like there's some kind of like bite that it's giving at the end of it. I'm thinking it might be that sea salt kind of thing at the end, which is nice actually. Getting a lot of tropical like fruit flavors with this, which is delicious. The apricot's fantastic in this. That nice little like guava finish in there. Super creamy mouthfeel. Doesn't feel like doesn't really feel heavy. It's just creamy and it like texture of like a smoothie, which is nice. Definitely not something that I would say if you're an IPA fan. I don't know if this would be something that would be around your alley, because if you're not into sours, then getting into these kind of stuff might be a little difficult for you. But with the more I've been trying lately, the more I've been kind of getting into it. But yeah, it's delicious. The fruit notes are the most forward thing in this when it comes to like that tropical kind of, yeah, like you're saying, it's describing as a tang. Kind of reminds me of, like, just look at that color. I love that color. It's not too tart. You could start kind of get like a boozy kind of warmness still going down your throat with it being a 7.8, which is okay. But the fruit notes in this are spectacular. And nice having like a sweet kind of creamy vanilla in there as well. So it's not going to be, the tartness is not going to be lingering on your mouth and on your palate for the entire time, because right at the end you're going to get that kind of sweet vanilla kind of creaminess to go through that. But yeah, overall a very, very solid beer. I'm enjoying this. I think this might be one of the top ones from the Brain series I think I've had. I like this a little bit more than some of the other ones. So let's look and see what people are rating this beer. So I'm on Untapped right now. It's rated as a fruited sour, 7.8%. No IBUs, with over 2,697 ratings. This one has an average rating of 4.23 out of 5. So yeah, relatively high rating. Let's see what somebody gave it a 3.75. Let's see, 4.5, 3.5, 4.25. Somebody called it de-freaking-licious, which is good. Somebody gave it a 4.75, 4, 4.5, 4.5, 4.25. So, yeah, very, very high ratings on this one, which is good. I like it. I like it a lot. So, let's see what we're going to start looking at here for ratings a little bit. So, let's look at that can art, because I'm a big fan of the can art. I don't know why. I think it's just really cool, kind of having that kind of gore factor, but the brains coming out of it kind of are usually the color of depending on the fruits that they're using, so it's really creative with that. Definitely like the can art, like the colors. This would 100% be something that would stand out to me in a liquor store or a bottle shop. Like crazy. This would be like one of the first things I would kind of go towards, just because of how the art is. So, I really like that. And of course, like with every Brains beer they do in that series, the color is going to be a little different. The color of the brains is going to be different. The skull is probably going to be staying the same, but it's overall really, really solid. So, for me, that's the kind of can art I'm looking for. This is the kind of thing that stands out to me and would get me wanting to go in and get it. So, yeah. Definitely a 5 out of 5 for can art for me. It's my style 100%. Kind of like that little bit of a gore factor in my can art, and it's just really cool. So yeah, 5 out of 5 for can art. But let's see. If I got this beer in a flight, but would I get another glass of this? Let's see. So if I got the Brains Apricot Guava, from all the other Brains ones that I've tried, this is kind of going towards to be my favorite that I've tried so far. I don't know. I like them. There's something about that kind of creamy, kind of tropical fruit notes that I'm getting with the guava and the apricot, kind of adding a different twist to it. Giving it that nice little citrusiness, but adding like that good kind of sweetness in there as well. The tartness is definitely there, but it's nothing too overbearing. I would definitely get a glass of this if I got this on a flight just by itself. It's really good. I'd recommend anybody who's tried Drekker's Brains fruited sours from the Brain series to look out and go for this one, because this one to me is the best one I've tried from them so far when it comes to the Brains. I know, I guess I just had a lot of like raspberry fruited sours lately, to where it's nice to have something a little bit different, and that apricot guava is a nice change of pace for me, which is, it's really good. So let's start looking at ratings here. So before we do that, let's see where you can find some of this stuff. I know I saw a couple locations to where you can find this stuff all over the place. So if you're in Arizona, you can find it in Phoenix at the Rewind Beer and Wine Bar. You can find some of Drekker's stuff there. You can find it at Norm's Beer and Wine if you're in Vienna, Virginia. Festival Foods Madison in Madison, Wisconsin, and Beer 88 in Lynchburg, Virginia as well, which I've seen there's a couple people that purchased it in Wisconsin as well. So if you're in like the Madison area, you might be able to find some of these fruited sours from Drekker. Other than that, I purchased this one off Tavour, which, if you haven't heard me talk about Tavour by now, it's a beer subscription service / build your own beer box kind of situation, to where, depending on the state you live in, if you're able to get beer shipped to you through like an independent delivery service, you use the Tavour app, and you can either do the subscription side of it, where you tell them the flavor profiles or the kinds of beers that you like, and they send you X amount of beers per month, or you can just go off what they release daily, and you can kind of do the build your own box kind of situation, and then they'll ship that to you at the end of every month practically. And it's a fantastic service. They have a lot of variety over there. They have a lot of variety over there, and it's just, you're always going to find something different over there. You might find a couple times where they put a beer up that they've put on there before, but it may be because it's a popular beer and people like it. So, but with having the option of like 7,000 plus different beers, plus giving you the opportunity to try things that you normally can't get by you, is a huge plus for me. I'm always able to get stuff local to me. It's not really hard to do that, but getting your hands on stuff that you can't usually find near you is always the biggest plus for me. So if you're interested in trying some of Drekker's other fruited sours, any of their beers from their Brain series, you can either find them on Tavour or just kind of search around and see if anybody local to you, go on their website, see if there's any beer near you. A lot of beer websites, when it comes to like the website of the brewery, have a section where it says find our beer, to where if you can find out if it's sold near you, which is always a plus. But yeah, Drekker knocked it out of the park with this one. Really enjoy it. So let's see what my rating for this guy is going to be. So it has an average rating of 4.23 on Untapped. I enjoy it a little bit more than a lot of the Brains stuff, because I've had like some of their raspberry ones, which were pretty solid. But to me, just having those more like tropical kind of notes and that adding that vanilla kind of in there always makes it a little bit better to me, because you're not like, it's not overly too tart. Like for my rating on tartness for this, I'd probably give it like a 3.5 out of 5 for tartness. Nothing really too crazy, but like it gets like lip puckering for like a split second and then smooths over with a nice vanilla kind of creaminess that goes along with it. So let's see. I think my final rating for this guy, let's pour a little bit more in there. Let's see. I'm probably going to give this a solid... Yeah, I have a couple of their IPAs, Kentucky, so keep it out for those as well. I'm going to be doing a couple of reviews for those in the future. I'd give this a solid 8.75, almost 9 to me. It's really good. If you're a fan of tropical fruits, if you're a fan of guava, apricot, if you're like... you like a little bit tart beers, but it doesn't taste like a beer. It tastes like more of a smoothie than anything. This might be up your alley. I mean, just look at the thickness and the creamy kind of look of this beer. It's delicious. So I think that's what I'm going to give. I'm going to give it a solid 8.75, almost a 9 out of 10. I think that's where I'll stand with this. It's definitely my favorite of the Brains that I've had. One of the top fruited sours I think I've had as well. I'm just a big fan of that kind of, when people try to recreate like tropical fruit drinks and do it in a beer to make it, those fruit flavors come out forward like tenfold, is something that I'm always going to be a fan of. So I think that's what I got for you guys today. So final rating of an 8.75, almost a 9, which is definitely really high in my opinion. That's if you guys can get your hands on this Apricot Guava one, I highly recommend it. If you're into fruited sours, this would be just one I recommend just because it's that good. If you're, like you've said before, you're looking for beers that really don't taste like beer, this would be one I think you would really enjoy. If you're into like kind of the guava flavors or apricot kind of flavors as well, maybe like kind of like a sweet vanilla in there as well, I think you'd be a really big fan of this one. Other than that, I think that is what I have for you guys today. So yeah, I think that's it. So guys, thank you everybody in chat for hanging out. Appreciate every single one of you. Before you leave, make sure you hit that like button on the way out. And if you're watching on the replay, appreciate every single one of you as well. If you like what you see, hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, make sure you're hitting that subscribe button with that notification bell. We'll let you know whenever I go live doing another review. I have one coming up for you guys tomorrow, so keep an eye out for that. And yeah, that is it, guys. Hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. I know I am, because it's a beautiful day here in Illinois, surprisingly. It's like 60 degrees out. It's great. So I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day, fantastic evening. And yeah, if you're going to drink, drink responsibly. Don't drink and drive. And cheers, everybody.